Yeah, everyone available except for Ossie. Yeah, that's correct.
And the guys that came back from international duty, did they resume training on Wednesday, or was today some of the first training for them?
Yeah, the four arriving yesterday trained today, um, and the others they trained the day before.
Okay. What did y'all learn from the last time you played Miami at the Leagues Cup that you can apply to this game?
Well, I mean, a few things, but I think it's different teams. Like at that moment, they didn't have probably 5 or 6 players that might be starting this game. We didn't have also maybe 3 or 4 that might be starting this game. So I think it's going to be a little bit different because of that. The home advantage is also important. So I think it's going to be a different game, but for sure we have seen Inter Miami the last few games, and yeah, we know exactly how they play. We know exactly how we play, and we know exactly what type of game it's going to be.
What type of game is it going to be then?
You will see. You will see.
Gonzalo, how
Yeah.
important is, like, I know you're right. It's a totally. It looks like two different teams from the last time you guys played, but you really emphasized that midfield block and like really trying to harass them in the middle. Is that still something that you see as part of their strength in Miami's, like just getting on Busquets and not letting them distribute?
Well, yes, I would say that yes, Busquets is a big part of their midfield, his vision and all that. But I would add the center backs. They've been having a couple good assists from deeper line. The runs in behind that they have, check and goes in behind. So it's something that we have emphasized in the game plan. So it's not just Busquets. Of course, it is a good part of it, but Miller is very good. On the other side, the Argentinian kid, the center back, is very good on the ball, and they have runners. So we just have to be aware of certain principles, and we know what we have to do.
What about Messi? I mean, you did face him already, so he's gonna, like, we don't know if he's gonna play, but how do you prepare for Messi, and especially not knowing how much he will play?
Well, I'm preparing the team as if he's playing. I think he's normally on the field. If we have learned something, and why I admire him is because he's always available. Most of the time he's available. He just loves to play. So I would assume that he's going to play. I would say that we have to be collectively better. It's always my answer against anyone. We have to be collectively better, having more the ball than anyone else, and that's the best way to defend for me. We know how difficult it can be if we allow Messi a lot of time and space a lot of times. So we have just to minimize the danger with reducing the space for him and reducing the amount of passes he can make. So that's the approach.
This is going to be a huge game. I mean, just the world will be watching. You're expecting a huge sellout at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. It's Messi, it's Tata coming back, Joseph coming back, Atlanta. This is a good team now. It looks like a better team. But do you feel like you have a group that's mature enough to really take on this responsibility with everyone watching and play a complete game?
Yes, actually, that's a very good point, Felipe, because yes, you have seen a little bit of a change since the good signings that we had. I mean, kudos again to the front office, the scouts. I was asking them the other day how it feels after all this hard work and the process that I was witnessing on watching the data, watching the film, and asking about certain questions and little details on each player and being picky with all of them. And now the outcome, once we have all of them, they've been very impactful. So now, of course, is a good job for them. They did great to provide good players, and you have seen the change on the field, how much they have been impacting in the way we play. But I would say that what you said is what makes me more happy, is they added also some sort of maturity, like Shande, Tristan, Jamal, Sava. They have added a little bit of a different spirit to the team, more like guys that have been through many, many games in a high level in Europe, and they know how to play these type of games. I'm sure they all have faced big players as well in their careers in big stages in Europe. So that I'm very confident that will be applied in this game.
That maturity, will that help with the environment that's expected this weekend?
Yes, for sure. But I mean, it's always, two sides. One where it can turn to pressure and being kind of shy and panic. And I don't think it's the case for this group. I think when this group has been against good teams this year at home and big matches that everybody's saying different teams are having a good rhythm, good form, we have been very good in this year. I think in terms of performance, that works in our favor because at home with 75,000 fans cheering for us and just wanted Atlanta to win. I think that motivates us enormously, and we take that energy into the game. So I'm actually quite happy about this stage in this moment with Messi, and it's a big game, and it's going to be a good challenge for sure. But I think it's going to motivate the players very, very good.
Does it help, Bill, with that focus that it's also a very important match in terms of standings and points and things like that? Does that help with the focus, knowing that there's that on the line as well?
For sure. There are many factors in this game that are part of the message that I'm giving to them. I just told them there are 6 games left, 3 at home, 3 away. The games at home is massively important. This one is very, very important. And, it's also, we can be the first MLS team to beat Messi and Inter Miami after all these good signings they have had. So that's another prize that we can get. And then I'm sure that if we do that, then, the motivation to face the next few games is going to be huge. So there are many things on the line for this match. It's not just, a big game. Everybody will be watching the standings, but it's, just a good match to be part of.
Second Dallas goal. Kamungo gets in behind high line. Against Inter Miami, there was a similar goal where Inter Miami gets in behind a high line as well. Any concerns about that? How do you kind of manage the risk reward of a back line pressing up like that?
Yes, I mean, we saw that. Unfortunately, we didn't have Miles and Abraham until today, so we haven't been able to watch those. We will do for sure tomorrow. But yeah, it's principles of play that we know that we work, and that is just at times those little moments of confusion in pressure on the ball, no pressure on the ball, high line, lower block, drop the line, cover, those principles that we do all the time. Most of the time I think we're pretty good, but there are certain moments where we've been punished by those. So yeah, of course that will be part of the message of how aggressive and when we can be aggressive. I mean, the first goal against Miami in Miami, again, it was another check and goal from Messi, balling behind. So it's some of those that we need to correct. But again, those are little details that we have to fix. But more importantly is how we do with the ball. For me, that's very, very important. And the reactions then when we lose or we win the ball, those reactions will be pivotal in this game. And we have to be always alert, always with full concentration in those moments.
Has Tristan been improving in his understanding of rest defense, active defending, whatever you want to call it, and his understanding of where to be positionally when y'all give away the ball?
Yes, I think overall they've been very good. We've been doing a few of those exercises to make sure that they completely understand that concept, the center mids, the back line, the fullbacks, so I think we're improving on that area for sure.
Gonzalo, what does Thiago have to do? What does the team need from Thiago for him to have a really impactful performance in this game? I mean, from a marketing perspective, he's up on Apple TV next to Messi saying his 2 World Cup teammates facing each other. What do you want from him? What does the team need to do around him for him to be effective tomorrow or on Saturday?
Well, not much different from what he has been doing. I think his understanding of positioning in between the lines is pretty good, but also arriving into those spaces when he's on the move and the fluidity that we always discuss in our midfield, he's very good at maybe dropping a line and then appearing in those spaces that we want Thiago. And then after that, of course, we need the runners. He's a fantastic passer, and we need to make sure that once he's activated, he's facing forward, we have people running behind. I think we have seen that. We are very happy with that mentality of Thiago on the ball, time and space, runs in behind, have to be there, and that. But ultimately, is big players showing big matches, and that's for sure what's on the line. So far, Thiago has been there as one of the best in the league to do that, and we need just him to show up this game. I'm very confident that he will be. He's highly motivated, and I'm very confident that he will have a very good game.
One of the things you mentioned at the end of the summer window was getting Caleb and Brooks back to fullback. How much has that helped, and how important are they on Saturday?
Yes, very important. I mean, tactically, it might be a little bit different just because they've been playing backline of five almost every game when they play away. At home, they are more back fours. So if they are a little bit in a lower block and they have back 5-3-2, 5-2-3, I mean, maybe the fullbacks, they have to be at times half and half, and then they can go more because they will have a lot of space on the outside channels and create 2v1s on the flank. That can be an option. It's always the balance and depends on the situation, always having one more player on the back line for transition, preparing, the active defending, rest in defense. So those things for us are very important, but it's their understanding of the specific tactics for this game.
Last one, just how do you avoid this game being a repeat of the Cincinnati game? Cincinnati also coming to town, it felt like a really big moment for Atlanta United. They take the lead and then the game is lost in the second half. What are some learnings from that experience that you can apply to this game on Saturday?
Yes, the mentality, and I always come back to that because it's 90 minutes of full concentration, and I just told them don't expect anything to be easy. Talking about maybe calls from the referees, whatever it is, we have to take this game as we are playing against everyone. And that's the mentality you have to have. So no moments to relax, no moments to think that, oh, we got it, we're winning 1-0, or we are at home in the first minutes, it's going to be easy. Not at all. It's going to be difficult. I mean, we have to be fully committed, full concentration for 90 plus minutes and wait for the worst, because that can happen in the game. So we have to be alert in every situation in the game. We have shown a few games in that mental status, and we've done very, very well in those games, where it's almost you have to play the perfect game to get the 3 points. And we need that, because we were pretty good until a certain point in 60th minute against Cincinnati, and then we start to be a little bit sloppy, more transitional. We don't like transitional and box-to-box type of game. We want control. We want to be dominating in possession, start in the attacking half, and that's the type of game we have to envision. And for that, we need concentration. We need to be sharp. We cannot be sloppy. We have to be confident on the ball and having good movement. But 90 minutes is just the full game.